Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay, please. So this is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 120 people from 9 different countries. And the theme is really cool, but it also has other cool stuff as well, because that's what I do. So, but the theme is engage more with your physical body and with nature. Oh, so it's healing 3 of 3. You can do just this one. You don't have to do the full set. Although there is lots of juicy, wonderful goodness in the other earlier 2 healings that we did. Today is Tuesday, the 8th of March, 2022. I'm very excited that we made it to March. Weather update, we have not had more extreme weather where I live for the winter. I mean, we did have extreme weather, but not really in February. And now we're in March, so we made it. Woohoo! Okay, so surveys were very interesting, and I do want to preview what I'm going to be doing today a little bit. Oh, good. Thank you for my confirmations. Yay, we can see and hear you. Hello, hey Janet. Hello from your Las Vegas cheesy friend. Hello. Thank you for all you do. You're welcome. You look and sound great, you flatterer. Ah. So, yeah. Good things today. So, I tried to make I tried to have YouTube let me edit out a little 8-minute clip of the Sunday healing, the deep thought part, but YouTube wouldn't let me. They used to have this feature where like creators can make little clips and make those into new videos, but it was probably using up too much server space for them, so they yanked that ability. So now I have to download a 2-hour live stream, which takes a lot of time, and then clip it out and then upload back the 8-minute video, which, isn't the end of the world. It's not like I'm walking 20 miles. The computer does all the work. So I may do that though, because I found that for myself and for other people, that the deep thought for body acceptance and motivation, body related motivation, like like eating well, exercising, stretching, all that good stuff, that's what I would lump under body related motivation. And body acceptance, of course, that's clear what that is. But anyway, I felt like that was very effective for me and for other people. Deep thought, works on clearing stuff from the subconscious, conscious, and, like that, all of that interaction between higher self and subconscious mind and conscious mind. So it can create some cool and varied results, which is always fun and interesting. So we're going to do more deep thought today. And then we have a very big maybe list of what we're going to do today. I noticed some people had some 4th chakra and 4th layer heaviness. So that's on the maybe list. We may especially do 4th chakra and 4th layer stuff. If you have 4th chakra, 4th layer heaviness, you can feel resentful, bitter, like obsessive in a negative way. Kind of just down, so we might, that's on the maybe list. I think on the definite list is releasing some past life traumas, which may be translating into present life body discomfort, because that's kind of interesting and cool. So that's more on the probably list. Of course, later there will be a detailed healing summary in the comment section. So if you're listening later, you can just look at the comment section and see exactly what we did and have timestamp links and everything. Another thing which came up was, which is on the maybe list, is witch persecution, like being persecuted for being different in whatever ways. Witch persecution, I would say, it's like being persecuted for, having special abilities, spiritual abilities of various sorts, or even just, in a lot of times it was just if they didn't like you and they thought you were, too outspoken, they would just say, "Oh, you're a witch," and So, and there was a lot of trauma and stress created by all that, because they put people to death that they thought were witches, or thought even maybe were witches, and it was used as a control, fear kind of a thing. So I think that would be good to clear some of that, because a lot of older souls have been persecuted as witches or as whatever, as different. Even just, being gay in a past life would be enough, or in this life, in some places in the world, is enough to get you killed or persecuted, for sure. So persecution, different levels of, spirit for different reasons. I think that would be good to clear, because I think that's part of body trauma. Your body can store, your physical body can kind of reflect inner traumas that you have that are unresolved. Even if they're spirit level traumas from a past life, they could end up sort of bubbling up as some body issues. I mean, I'm not one to always go to that, though. I mean, sometimes a shoulder pain is literally aura damage and hard objects thrown there. So then you just remove the hard objects, you heal up the energy channels there, you heal up the aura, and there's no more shoulder pain. So I wouldn't always get so esoteric about, oh, my shoulder hurts, oh, it was a past life, it was this and that. But, check the obvious physical stuff first, of obvious, like, aura, chakra, energy channel stuff first. But I think there definitely are times where past life traumas can be translating into physical issues. So I think that could be interesting, because this is supposed to be about, helping you engage more with your physical body. And so getting that stuff out of the way, healing it up, would be helpful. So there's that. Also, boundary issues with people. Sometimes when you have a boundary issue with somebody, you're also having a boundary issue with their beings, like just invasive beings that they have in their space that are kind of revving them up and pushing them into conflict with others. So just like you get invasive beings recycled that are bothering you, in your aura, or, whatever. If you have somebody who's a little bit consistent and persistent in, like, kind of trying to be invasive with you, it could just be that they have a problem subconsciously with, a bunch of invasive beings. So you can just imagine the invasive beings that are kind of promoting this conflict, through the other person, and just ask the angels to recycle those invasive beings, even if they're technically coming through the other person. I mean, the angels are happy to do it anyway, because it benefits everybody. So you just ask the angels. So I wanted to mention that, because conflict, is such a waste, typically, and like one person in their survey mentioned, that they're quitting and this and that, and somebody else actually didn't mention a context, but they had some pain, like head pain in the base of their skull, and it was their ex-husband throwing energy at them. And, you know, sometimes people just get mad, but sometimes you're perpetuating it with telepathy. Like you're kind of yelling at the person subconsciously with your telepathy, your nonverbal communication in your throat chakra. So on the maybe list is some throat chakra healing so that you can calm down your telepathy and be more likely to just not yell at people that are triggered, you know, or not yell at people, period. You know, because sometimes you're kind of poking the bear, you know, you're kind of goading, you know, like, well, you know, blah, 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 you should have known better and blah, 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 you know, and of course that person's going to whack you for a week because you keep like yelling at them, you know. I mean, it's bad karma for them still, but you're playing a part in perpetuating the conflict. You know, could be accidentally, you're just stuck in the energy of it. It's not like you like conflict necessarily. But so anyway, so throat chakra, just calming that down, peace, calming it down. So that you're less likely to have conflict. Which is different than, you know, not having a point of view. Like, for example, in my neighborhood, we live on this very large lake. Well, I live a couple blocks away from it, but it's a really big lake, and the neighborhood that I live in is one of many neighborhoods around that big lake. And there's this big debate about, you know, gee, should we keep pouring tons and tons of chemicals in it all the time, or should we consider the environment? You know, and there are strong feelings on both sides of that argument. And there's a public hearing later today about that. But other options to have your voice heard would be to email the county, you know, directly. So you're not actually, you know, on a phone meeting with your neighbors, you know, screaming at you. So you bypass the whole, you know, throwing energy part. You just state your point of view, and your point of view is counted, but you don't have that, you know, telepathic battle with your neighbors experience. Which obviously, yeah, I just emailed my views to the county. Because the thing is, you know, people can really hold grudges accidentally, maybe, subconsciously, maybe, but still, you know, so they could throw energy for quite some time, potentially years. And so, you know, if there's a chance that you have to not perpetuate that, it could save you a lot of energy. So that's why we might do the fifth chakra today. And the last thing on the maybe list is another body related thing in a way. Stand-in beings. I have mentioned stand-in beings not very frequently, but stand-in beings are a type of being that sometimes, I mean, it's not angel recommended ever, you know, but sometimes people, when they don't want to be around a certain situation, they'll get some being to kind of stand in for them. And so they can tune out and be far away, and this being walks and talks for them. But the problem is that's an agreement, and typically people don't clear it. So then later their life gets so much better and they want to check in fully, and this stand-in being still ends up, you know, being in the way because that stand-in being has an agreement to like, hey, I get to walk and talk for you. You know? So we'll clear agreements with stand-in beings. Because I think sometimes when people have really bizarre physical and mind-body stuff, they have some stand-in being agreements that are old that, you know, they could clear. And then there would be less weirdness and it would be easier to be present. So that's a good thing. So I would say that's probably that's on the probably list, not the maybe list. That's a good one. and very theme relevant. And easy to do. Just clear the agreement with gold light. Easy peasy. All right, cool. Well, let's see. Anything else from surveys that I wanted to mention? Just thank you, everybody, for your surveys. I do read them, and I know it's weird that you don't get a personal response, like, probably ever. But they are helpful. So thank you. I appreciate the time and sincerity that goes into them. You know, even if you just take a minute with it, that's fine. But I do appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. So, I will be quiet. Oh, wait, first I'm going to pour my tea. We'll see how much I spill. The first cup always spills. So we'll see. Could have been worse. Okay. All right, now I'll be quiet for the 2 minutes. Let's see. Oh, is there anything I need to catch up on with comments? Oh, there's a little computerized spammy thing I gotta get rid of. Let's see. And then someone says, hi Janet. Hi Janet, thanks for this session. You are so welcome. Someone said, I must need more body motivation work because I just ate a burger, fries, and milkshake. Hee hee. Well, sounds kind of yum. Yeah, I think your only angels only maybe they like the burger part. They would have had you do like half as many fries and skip the milkshake. You know, so not horrible. Just a little disagreement between you and your angels on certain aspects of that, but they're overall, they give it a B plus. Your meal selection. So it says, hey Janet, hey, you're welcome. Hi. Hey Janet, I may be poking the bear. Yeah, you and many people actually were, I noticed. Someone says that being things sounds so helpful. Oh, good. Stay tuned. Woo! Stand in being agreements just triggered me. Yeah, it's stand in, like a stand in, like an actor who stands in for you, anyway, whatever. Stand in is just my little phrase for him. Hello. All right, cool. All right, so now I'll be quiet and I'll start talking in about 2 minutes. Before then, I will start the healing like that. You'll see me going like that. That's how you know I started the healing. Thank you for your patience during the 2 minutes. Okay, thank you for waiting. So, I'm not going to explain too much how we start. There's so much explaining I do every single time that's the same, so I'm going to skip a little bit of it this time. So if you're a newbie, you're like, what's she doing? Maybe listen to the beginning of some other healings, because I don't want to do as much this time. So I'm using my hands to heal. You could do that too. You have hand chakras, fingertip chakras. They generate gold light. You set them with your intention to gold. They spin, they generate energy. It's easy. You can make a copy out in front of you of what you're healing. You create it with your intention, your auras, your chakras, your physical body, astral body, both your groundings. Let's do grounding. Grounding is super important. Seems so simple, but it fixes so much. Gotta make it wide and flowing, as wide as your whole aura. Red or orange or yellow in color. You set that with your intention, so even if you can't see energy, you do it. You make a copy out in front of you of your grounding and you heal it with gold light from your hands. You imagine the energy blocks in your grounding and you melt them away. The more you do that, the faster your grounding releases, which helps you feel better. Somebody in their survey said they've been very exhausted, tired, overwhelmed, and powerless. And 85% of that is just that person's grounding keeps blocking up. And then they go through 5 hours of their day with a blocked up grounding. The more chakras you're in, the more you're going to feel what's wrong. So then if you don't address what's wrong, it's very unpleasant. So unblock your grounding. If you feel tired, overwhelmed, and powerless, unblock your grounding more often. What's happening is you're feeling all the junk that needs to release. If it releases, you don't feel it. If it stays and bubbles around like a baggage fish tank that you're in, it's a terrible feeling. Somebody else said they feel irritable, emotionally wrecked, and having obsessive thoughts. And they have had a recent breakup, so they're like, oh, it's because of the breakup. Meh. It's 80% because your grounding keeps blocking up, and then 20% because you have fourth layer blockages. So grounding, 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 grounding. Unblock your grounding. Not just once a day, but if you start feeling weird, it's time to unblock your grounding again. If you really want to optimize your day, proactively unblock it several times, even when you're feeling fine. Then you'll really be ahead of the game. Someone had extreme menstrual pain, which was unusual for them. Their grounding was super blocked. So lots of examples of grounding blocking up and causing one to feel pains. So I'm still unblocking the grounding more and more. Lots of gold light. All right, so let's do indie grounding. So you check the outer surface of your grounding as it goes all the way down. Your grounding goes high up. I would suggest it goes high up to your third chakra, as high as your third chakra, which is where your sternum bone ends. That's your third chakra. So you make a copy and then you check the outer surface as it goes down and you melt away all the connections between your grounding and other people's grounding, because that's gonna mess everybody up. So if you're consistently worried about somebody else, you're very preoccupied with how they're doing and what they want, and even if it's like, you know, you just want them to get healed and you want them to be happy, but like it keeps coming up, check your grounding. You may be linking your grounding to theirs, which is not helping you and it's not helping them. All right, great job. So that's indie grounding. Aura repair. We're doing all 17 auras at once. You have a lot of auras. Some people just say your aura. Even I say it sometimes, your aura. But technically you do have 17 of them. But if you're present there, they're in the same place, so it looks like one aura. So just comb through all the 17 auras, a copy out in front of you, and just check it out. See how many rips you have here and there. So aura repair is repairing those rips with gold light. So you could do it one by one. You could also make a composite copy. And so let's do that. That's what I'm going to do at least. So you make a composite copy that represents all the rips that are healthy and gentle to repair right now in all your auras. And then you get your gold light as deep as you can into that composite copy, and because that's what starts the repair process. And just in case you have junk in there that's getting in the way, and junk is sort of a catch-all term for invasive beings, other people's energy, thrown hard objects, whatever. So you just fill up the rip with sticky gold wax that's going to stick to everything that's not you, and then you lift out the sticky gold wax with the junk and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. One more time, sticky gold wax, fill it up, get the junk out with the wax. Here you go, angels. And again, this is a composite copy rip, representing all the rips that are healthy and gentle to repair in your 17 auras. And the more gold light you use, the more it'll get repaired. And then aura scarring. So aura scarring is hard, bumpy stuff that's left over from when your aura was damaged. And you might have some in various parts of the outer surface of your auras. So you just imagine all the scarring in one, put copies of all the scarring in one place and melt it all away with gold light. Because it's better that the scars melt and then your aura fully heals, and so it's all sort of bouncy and strong. So we're using gold light to melt away aura scarring. You have any left over? Just say, angels, help me clear that. Okay, aura bruising is similar, except it's anywhere in your aura, not at the outer surface. And it also is a residue of having energy thrown at you. So you just imagine all the aura bruising, a copy of it, all in one place, so you can melt it all at once. All right, good job. So also, let's do sticky gold wax throughout your everything, which is what we've been working on. So all your 17 auras, your physical body, your astral body, both groundings, just go ahead and use sticky gold wax. That's going to stick to everything that's not you, especially around the outer surface of all these 17 auras, because there could be hard objects that are stuck in there that got thrown at you. So just have the sticky gold wax stick to those, and then inside everywhere, outer surface of your grounding, inside there, inside your body systems, just everywhere. Anywhere you might have a headache, let the sticky gold wax stick to there. Any energy blocks even that you want to get rid of, let the sticky gold wax stick to that. And then we're going to move the wax and the junk to the side and give it to your angels. Move the wax and everything you want to get rid of to the side. Angels, here you go. And just do a little check-in with your body, because that's a big shift. So you got one more time, sticky gold wax on the outer surfaces and inside throughout. You can also have the sticky gold wax stick to anything in the way of you engaging more with your body and with nature. So have the sticky gold wax stick to all that junk. Move the junk to the side and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay, so just a little bit extra repair around the edge of all those 17 auras, because if you removed any hard objects, then that leaves a little gash, so you want to repair that up. All right, great job. I'm looking at a sample person for a sec. Hold on, to see what I want to do next. Yeah, okay. Let's do those removing the stand-in beings. So I'm going to spell that just because it's hard to understand what I'm saying. Maybe stand. I call them stand-in beings or stand-in beings. Hyphen or non-hyphenated, but whatever. That's just the expression I use. That they're standing in for you. You know, and you actually have an agreement with them. So it's not like garden variety invasive being that has just tricked, you know, snuck their way in because your aura was damaged one day. It's a being that you actually said, yeah, you know, I don't want to be here and I need to, you know, look awake during this math class or something, you know, so how about you do it for me? So yeah, so let's just imagine if you have any stand-in being agreements, you can imagine those like pieces of paper or rocks or sticks, whatever you want to, however you want to represent the agreements. And then you can also imagine lined up all the stand-in beings that you may still have an agreement with. Because sometimes one is easier to imagine than the other. Maybe the agreement's less threatening for you to imagine than the actual being, even though, you know, it's a being you made an agreement with. So it's not, you weren't particularly scared by the being, you know, you made the agreement. But anyway, so imagine the stand-in beings and the stand-in being agreements, and these can be from past lives too. And then just, if you feel like weirded out, say, angels, help me do this, and then you just run gold light through the agreements to melt them away. And just keep melting gold light through them. Somebody asked, is there any good reason to keep any of the agreements? And the angels all said no. It's just, a sort of less wise solution that people make when they're kind of stuck, Seems like a good idea at the time, but it's not really. All right, cool. Oh, right. Good job, guys. Okay, so let's reground because maybe that was a little weird for you. So just redo your grounding, a big, wide connection all the way down to the core of the earth, as wide as your whole aura, red or orange or yellow. And just, shake out anything that you want to release. Let it go down to your grounding, down to the core of the earth. You can have a copy of your grounding out in front of you and comb through it with gold light from your hands. Just comb through, get rid of all those clogs, just melt them away. Down your grounding. And also the bottom of all your auras, this bottom area of all your auras, you can comb through that too, make sure that's nice and flowing, because if that's blocked up, that's gonna wreck your releasing as well. So bottom part of your grounding, say from like the height of maybe your thighs on down. Let's go up here, so that way we get your aura around your knees too. Right? So thighs on down. Just get the energy blocks out of your auras. All your 17 auras. Gold light, let the gold light melt away. Any energy blocks and people's energy that's not you. Just, you can make the gold light into gold sandstorm that kind of spins, and little flecks of gold light that spin and that can be a little more assertive sometimes if you want. Just to wash everybody out of the bottom part of your auras and out of your groundings. All right. So that was a little regrounding, and also lower part of auras we unblocked. Okay. Oh, let's do some creative ring work. So creative rings are 3 gold rings above your head. And sometimes if you're, kind of feeling weird, you have some issue with your creative rings. I mean, of course, you may have aura damage, but we already fixed that. You may have a grounding that's blocked, but we already fixed that. So creative rings, like I said, above your head, 3 gold rings above technically your astral body head. So just imagine copies of those 3 rings and just wash them out with gold light. Melt away energy cords going into them. Just let them relax. So we are healing your creative rings. Melting away other people's energy from them. We could do sticky gold wax all around the creative rings, above, beneath, inside, everywhere. And just have the wax stick to everything that's not you. That's really good to get rid of. And just lift all that junk out with the wax. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. One more time. Sticky gold wax all around your creative rings. And really, on your 7th chakra too, that would be good. So sticky gold wax at the top of your 7th chakra too. And just have it stick to anything that's not you. That's great to get rid of. And move the wax and the junk to the side. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. A little bit of healing at the top of your 7th chakra, that round opening at the top of your head. And creative ring healing. And repair, of course. Your creative rings could be cracked or shattered. And the flaps of your creative rings, let them relax, especially that top one. So my illustration of creative ring flaps. Here's one of them. One illustration. So that's when the flaps are open, like if your chakra is irritated. Chakra or top creative ring, they all have, the chakras have flaps around the round openings. But anyway, just that top creative ring, just let those flaps relax and fully shut. And same thing with all your chakras. Just heal all the round openings of all your chakras. The basic chakra shape is a cylinder with 2 round openings. So we could do it with a composite. So just imagine one open cylinder that represents all your chakras, and just relax the chakra, melt away cords, heal damage, melt away other people's energy, melt away energy blocks so that the flaps can relax and shut. So there is, of course, flow of your energy in and out of the round openings, but the flaps around those round openings aren't open. And what that does is it just makes it a lot harder for someone to cord you. Okay, so that was a little bit of work with the creative rings, healing, repairing, unblocking, and then the flaps of all the chakras too. The flaps of the creative rings and the flaps of all the chakras. All right. So it was sort of a little bit of chakra repair in there when we were doing the composite copy, but that was like the quickest version of chakra repair ever. Just because we have done that, I think in both the Friday and the Sunday healing in this set. Chakra repair and unblocking. Lots and lots of it. So, let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's do deep thought. Deep thought healing. And we will do it for a whole bunch of stuff that I had mentioned that we would do. Like we'll clear witch persecution baggage where you were persecuted for being different. Maybe you were a witch. Maybe you did do like Wiccan stuff, like earth kind of stuff. Maybe you were just an energy healer and reader. Maybe you were gay or bisexual or whatever, or something that offended the community around you. Maybe you were just outspoken and courageous and bold when people thought you shouldn't, and so they labeled you a witch because of that. Or there could be other traumas, all sorts of different traumas, people passing away and you never got over it, all sorts of stuff. So we're gonna clear trauma and persecution. Deep thought, energy healing to clear trauma and persecution from present and past lives. Because as you know, if you don't clear it in a past life, it comes with you. So you could be carrying a lot of stuff that you don't consciously remember. So let's get rid of it. To the extent that it's healthy and gentle to do today. And you can say, angels help me to keep working on this in my sleep as much as I need. All right, so for deep thought healing, you make 3 sections out in front of you, copies of your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, and your 8th chakra, which is a chakra of yours that doesn't come into your body or even into your auras. It looks like a big gold sun, and it shines down your eternal wisdom and healing energy, like wisdom you got from past lives. So you have these. I use rectangles, but if you want a different shape, that's fine. But there should be a blending surface between them. Subconscious mind, conscious mind, and 8th chakra. Because the point is you want the wisdom that is from your 8th chakra, wisdom and healing energy. You want the knowledge that is in your subconscious mind. Most of it is actually good for you to know. Not all of it, but a lot of it is really good for you to know. And so if you get rid of energy blocks and wounds in these areas, the conscious mind, subconscious mind, and the blending surfaces between everything, then you'll get more wisdom and flow. And like somebody explained it really well. They said they have a very spontaneous use of their intuition. And that's part of what deep thought can give you, because if you melt away the blocks in the blending surfaces, then it's like you can access the wisdom and information in all these levels much better with your conscious mind. So, enough explaining. So first, let's just bring up blue earth energy. I call it a blue soak, just through these copies of your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Soak it in blue earth energy, like a medium or light blue, which is a nice color for the mind. Also for the throat chakra, which relates to the mind. So you're soaking your conscious mind section and your subconscious mind section with the blue earth energy, and wash them out with the gold light from your hands. And again, melt away any stuck energy in your blending surfaces between your 8th chakra and your conscious mind, and your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And like with everything, you may melt some hardness and then you notice more. And you can melt that and then you notice more, which is fine. Doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. So, let's do one at a time so that things can kind of come up and you clear them. So like clear some, well, witch persecution, right? Persecution that you were pointed out as some kind of a witch, or spiritually deviant or sexually deviant, according to society or whatever, something horrified some group of people, and you were labeled as something terrible. And just go ahead and you can imagine the baggage and wounds from that, as some kind of a clutter in either your subconscious mind or your conscious mind or the blending surfaces, and just melt it away. Could be ways in which you yourself internalized that scorn and shame, or just energy from the people that threw that energy at you could be still in your mind. So just let go of that. You can even use an affirmation like, I release persecution energy. I release judgment. I release persecution energy. I release shame. Guilt is another one. It could be from trauma and persecution. Just you can imagine guilt as some kind of a, bunch of rocks or whatever kind of hardness that you want, and just melt away the guilt from your conscious and subconscious mind. Sometimes eating choices can be influenced by guilt. You could overeat to kind of try to cover up the guilt. So just melt away the guilt. Let me see, I'm going to look at a sample person. Religious persecution specifically. You could have, in this life or past lives, been persecuted because of your religion or cultural group. And there may be some baggage that you internalize or energy from those people that were judging you in your mind or your subconscious mind or these blending surfaces. So just wash away any religious persecution energy or cultural persecution energy. Some people have very have judgments that are, racist or against a certain culture. In general, they'll think, well, everybody from this culture is a certain way, or everybody that a certain race is from this way. And if you are that person and they kind of shove those judgments towards you, it can affect your mind. So just wash out any racism, any sort of cultural slurs or whatever that are in your mind or your subconscious mind from this or past lives. Also, that can relate to gender as well. People can have stereotypes and sexist gender judgments. So you can wash out any gender-related judgments from your conscious and subconscious mind and from the blending surfaces. All right, so let's do another blue soak. Bring up the blue earth energy. Soak it. Soak your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. And your 8th chakra has a lot of wisdom and healing energy, and that's that top section that you're imagining. So just you can make sure that gold light from your 8th chakra, that enough of it can come down and permeate your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. All right, good job. Woohoo! So that was deep thought to clear trauma and persecution energy from present and past lives. Good job. So I'm going to clean my camera off. My camera's dirty. Let's see. There we go. I was just out of focus. Oh well. All right, so that was about 11 minutes. Mm. Okay, so part of what fuels conflict is you're looking for something, and you're looking for something from another person, and they're not giving it to you, and so it's irritating you. Like you're letting it get to you, kind of like a rock in your shoe, you know? And so maybe, at your workplace, you don't feel like you're getting the respect and recognition for your contributions that you deserve and that you want. So what you're looking for is that validation that, good job, you're doing great, thank you so much. You're looking for the gratitude, the validation, and it's not happening. And that could cause you to kind of poke the bear at work and just try to piss off your supervisors, through telepathy, like, I'm going to quit, you guys suck, or, whatever. It could cause you to kind of want conflict between you and these people because you resent that you're not getting the kind feedback that you feel you deserve. So it's nice to nourish your own heart chakra and give yourself what you feel you need. Like sometimes people are just not capable of giving you what you need. And it is what it is. Sometimes what they can give you is nice, but you need to kind of give yourself stuff too. And maybe they are giving you some things and you just can't see it because you want more, and it's kind of hurting you. You have some inner wounds that are, so anyway, let's help you find some inner peace, right? And stop needling other people, and help calm down your fourth and your fifth, help you to be more happy and peaceful in your fourth and your fifth, so that you're more able to use your wisdom and choose wisely, as far as who you're communicating with, what you're communicating consciously and subconsciously. Because conflict can be a real waste of time and energy. Like very profound waste of time and energy. like maybe a third of your energy in your life could be wasted, with conflict. That's that. And maybe a lot of it's unnecessary. So let's work that. So it's sort of like peace instead of conflict. Inner peace to reduce conflict. To reduce conflict with others. Like even, I know this person who pays for healings with other people. And, if she could work her inner peace a little more, she could kind of just more observe the people around her and not, because there's a way where if you try to help somebody, you might be a little bit in their space, a little bit invasive. And so if you could work your inner peace, then you have a little bit more, you're better able to navigate those subtleties about what's too much as far as interacting with others. Okay, cool. So inner peace to reduce conflict with others. Hey, woo woo! So I want to focus mostly on fifth chakra and fourth chakra for that. So I'm going to just imagine physical fifth and fourth and astral fifth and fourth. So 4 different chakras that you have. So just you can you can do that too. Just imagine your physical fifth and physical fourth, astral fifth, astral fourth. Each one looks like an open cylinder with round openings in the front and back. And I'm just gonna start healing them. You can use gold light, obviously, melt away energy blocks, melt away cords from other people. You know, people do throw energy sometimes, and sometimes that can really be like a rock in your shoe, and then you just kind of keep thinking about them and keep thinking about them. Whereas if you can just wash out the rock in your shoe, you know, like wash out the chunks of energy thrown at your chakra, you can just relax and have your peace and mindfully choose what you're going to think about that day. And also fifth and fourth layers of each of those auras. So fifth and fourth layer of your astral body, of your physical body, and fifth and fourth layer of your astral body, whichever side you have them on, it doesn't matter. You can have a lot of hardness stuck in each of these layers. And it's the same thing, like if hardness is stuck in the fifth layer, it really messes you up. Same thing as if hardness is stuck in the fifth chakra, it really messes you up. Like, say you have conflict with your spouse, it could be that you have a lot of baggage about conflict with spouses, like different spouses from different past lives, and it's contributing to you feeling especially disgruntled about your current relationship. And if you clear that old baggage from old relationships out of your fourth and fifth chakras and fourth and fifth layers, then it's possible that the current situation wouldn't seem so bad. So again, I'm healing fourth and fifth aura layers, fourth and fifth chakras, both astral and physical. I'm doing them separate, but you know, you can do them, you can like superimpose them in each other and do astral and physical at the same time if you feel like it. Oh man. And your physical body, fifth layer in the front, there's a telepathic mesh. It's like a gold mesh. And in your fifth layer of your physical body aura. And you can have rips in it and cords going into it and energy blocks all around it. And that makes it harder for you to just have peace of mind. So you can imagine your telepathic mesh and just heal it, repair any rips in it with the gold light. And melt away energy cords going into it. All right. I think I'll put them together, and so astral and physical at the same time, fifth and fourth layers of astral and physical auras. And fifth and fourth chakras. And then I'll just kind of do all chakras, creative rings, and all chakras, all major chakras along the spine. Alrighty, cool. So good job, guys. That was for inner peace and to reduce conflict with others. We did fifth and fourth chakras and aura layers, both astral and physical. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. I'm looking at a sample person to figure out what I should do next. So, the boundary issues that you can have with people, you could also be having a boundary issue with that person's beings, invasive beings that rev up that person and kind of fuel the intensity of their conflict with you. So, let's work on that. So you just imagine, and you could imagine someone that you have a conflict with, or is intense in your life, but you can imagine other people too, because you might not realize, like a client or, a neighbor or something has kind of been in your space. And, because a lot happens subconsciously. So just imagine any person that you're having boundary issues with right now, and you can just imagine a whole row of them, and you don't have to know who everybody is. And then imagine any of their beings that are messing with you, I guess, through this person. And you just imagine like another row above them representing all those beings that are messing with you through those people. And just ask the angels to recycle all those beings that are messing with you through the people and through that conflict. So just say, angels, can you recycle all those beings, please? And that's all you have to do. The angels do the work for you. So now if you look at that row of people that you have conflict or boundary issues with, the line may have gotten smaller because as the beings got recycled, the people may have just kind of no longer had a boundary issue with you. But there still may be, you can imagine the current row of people that you have boundary issues with. And again, imagine any beings that those people have that are messing with you through the people. And just say, angels, can you recycle all those beings? And then just imagine the current row of people that you're having boundary issues with on any level. See how long that row is. See if it got any shorter. And what you could do is imagine, like, kind of put the copy of these people a little bit more at a distance, and then we're going to do energy flower healing for these people. And I had you imagine that row more at a distance because you want to put the energy flowers that your angels check. You make the flowers, your angels check them, and then you put them at a respectful distance in front of those people. So like, if there's the front of their aura, then imagine like at least 6 feet, maybe 10 feet in front of that, and just put the energy healing flowers there. So it's very much at a distance, very much not in their space, because that would be coercive and messed up. So just make energy healing flowers for just some kind of, you know, greeting, like something that, you know, you can handle saying to all these people, you know, like your angels can help and guide you today. Something like that, you know, because that's true. Everybody has angels. Everybody would be better off if, you know, they listen to their angels. So your angels can help and guide you. And just make that out of energy healing flowers that are rainbow colored or gold. And say, angels, can you double check these? They're going to be messages for those people. And just find that respectful distance and just put little bunches of flowers for each person. And then to angels, can you double check the flowers again? Because you don't want any of your energy to be in the flowers. And you want it to be just an acceptable vibration for these people. And then you can just say, hi, these are some flowers. If you want them, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. And you can just notice, you know, how much of your row accepts the flowers. And some other people might take their time. And you can say, you know, I had the angels check the flowers. You can ask your angels to check the flowers too. So that was, first we had the beings recycled that were messing with you through these people. And then we did flower healing. Just super basic flower healing for the people. Oh, right, good job. Sometimes a part of you can be stuck in frustration or stuck in some kind of a traumatized state. And it could be a little part of you or a big part of you. And it's really not fun. And that also can make relationships with others hard, because this part of you can be kind of screaming inside, like, ah, like you're just so frustrated. And it's just a part of you. Like I said, it could be subconscious from the past. But let's heal those parts of you that are, any part of you that's sort of in turmoil. How about that? So the traumatized parts of you. Yeah, I think that's good because you can have traumatized parts of you that aren't screaming, they're just quiet, you know, like just kind of freaked out and silent. So this way we get all the little parts, the screaming parts and the quiet parts. So imagine them at a distance from you. We don't want you to feel all this terrible stuff necessarily, you know. And so just imagine all this, you know, these traumatized parts of you at a distance. Give them all little cute chairs if you want, or cute blankets to lie on, cute little pillows. And then just lots of gold light. You can bring up red earth energy. You can give them a tricolor soak even, you know, soak them in red earth energy, and then soak them in orange earth energy, all these traumatized parts of you, and then soak them in yellow earth energy. Just be like, here, it's okay, it's just earth energy. And then lots of gold light. You can make it nice and gentle gold light, because these are traumatized parts of you. So gentle, 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 lots of gentle gold light. It's okay, it's all right, it's okay. You can say to these parts of you, I'm here to help, I can help, I'm strong, I can help you. And you can also say your angels can help you, you know, or you say my angels can help us. You know, if you're talking to these parts of you, just say, hey, the angels can help us. We have angels. Our angels can help us every day. And then you can say, angels, can you finish up healing these parts of me? All right, good job. So that was heal mini traumatized parts of you. So we just imagine those little parts of you and we heal them with earth energy and gold light, and then with angels, angel help. So good job. I'm going to look at another sample person, so I'll be quiet for a minute. Okay, so we're going to repeat what we've done in the last two healings that helped, and so we'll do it again. We're going to clear what you're avoiding, and if you want, you can imagine what you've been avoiding in boxes, like big black boxes or whatever kind of boxes you want, or you know, other shapes or you know, things. But clear what you've been avoiding. That is in the way of you engaging more with your body and with nature. So to help the theme, right? So we're gonna clear away what you've been avoiding. And we did it in the other two healings, but it's good to keep doing it because, you know, you can only do so much in a day as far as this healing stuff. I mean, you know, growth is incremental. It's got to be bit by bit. So there's always more you can do. So let's do that. Just imagine a bunch of boxes out in front of you of whatever you're avoiding, you really don't want to deal with. Not today, Janet, not today. And look at all your not today boxes. You can push them away, not today, you know, push away your not today boxes, but then say, angels, if I should clear these, leave them here. And then you can blow them up or burn them with gold fire till they dissolve, or melt them away with gold light. So melt away all your avoidance boxes, all your not today boxes that are still in front of you. No way I'm dealing with this today. Melt those boxes. It's a good way to get around your resistance. So again, we're melting away boxes that of whatever you're avoiding, or whatever you're really, really, really wanting to avoid. Especially stuff that's getting in the way of your body engagement and your engagement with nature. And if you run out of stuff, just put some more stuff up of like, not today, I don't want to deal with that. And just put it out in front of you. Ask your angels if it's okay to melt it, and go ahead and melt it. Because what you're generally forgetting in that state of mind is that melting it is way easier than not melting it. It's just, it gets confusing sometimes. Okay, great. So good job. That was clearing what you're avoiding, especially what's in the way of you engaging more with your body and engaging more with nature. I'm going to be quiet while I look at a sample person. Hmm. Okay, so earlier in this healing, we had cleared stand-in being agreements. Um, Actually, right after oral repair, so pretty early in the healing. But now we're going to do something that is like a different, like a cousin to that, I guess. That you could have manager, I'm going to call them like body manager agreements. You could have body manager agreements with people. Um, and uh, and so we can clear those. And we use gold light. So if there's some odd reason that you still want to keep one of those agreements, you're not quite ready to let it go, it's not going to go away with your gold light. It'll just update the agreement. Um, Although the angels do say there's no good reason to keep any of them. But just so you know, we're not forcing you. It's just gold light. Um, but an example of body manager agreements is like there's this one young woman I'm healing, and her mom pays for her healings, and she has a relationship that is overall healthy, but there's a little bit of like where when she started the relationship with this person, she wasn't in as good of a place emotionally, and so there's an agreement and some cording at the third chakra where her partner kind of runs her body a little bit and makes sure that she stays stable, I guess, but it's in the way. I mean, it's I guess it never really helped. It's just she thought it would help, just like with stand-in being agreements. It's like you think it's a good idea, but it never was. you know, just gets in your way. I mean, angels can help manage you and for real, but anyone else is just going to block you up and make it actually harder for you to be stable and well. So, but it's pretty common, the soul manager. Like for example, if you're trying to help somebody who's not as stable, you may have created a body manager agreement with them that you're kind of like in their space, and it just blocks them from progressing more. So we can just use angel help and clear those agreements. And again, the angels will help you use gold light, so you're not going to clear anything that you should. Um, like one woman, she went through a breakup, and probably at some point in the relationship she wasn't in as strong a place, and so there became a little bit of a body manager agreement with her ex that he was kind of keeping her more stable. And so there's some third chakra cording and some agreements about that. And, they're not even together anymore. And, it's in the way. I mean, it was in the way even when they were together. But anyway, okay. So hope that makes sense. That's enough examples. So that's explaining body manager agreements. And now we will clear them. Sometimes invasive parents can get these agreements with their kids, but again, it's invasive. It's not a great idea. That's why I always say first chakra cord with the kid, but that's it, if they're 13 or younger. But anyway, okay, so you can just put out in front of you any body manager agreements, either that you have with other people to manage parts of your body, or you have with other people that you're going to manage parts of their body. Either way, just imagine all your body manager agreements that you have with other people, and just melt them. Just, you can imagine the agreements like paper, like rocks, like sticks, whatever you want to imagine them like, and just melt away your body manager agreements with gold light. And you can say, angels help me do this, but even just using gold light means that you're only going to do what's best for you. So you are clearing body manager agreements. So that whole idea of being codependent, that's, you know, there's a lot of that type of stuff within codependent situations. So go ahead, melt away your body manager agreements. Either ones that you have to manage someone else's body or ones that you have for somebody else to manage your body. All right, and if you have any leftovers, the angels help me with these. All right. So how does your third chakra feel now? Do you notice any difference? You might not, but you might notice a difference in your third chakra. All right, good job. I'm looking at a sample person to see what to do next. Okay. Okay, so I was looking at a sample person and to figure this out, but you might have energy blocks in your space that cause you to be out of your body, or at least half clicked out of your body, or less present when you're working or trying to be productive. And because I was looking at somebody, and his idea is that he wants to be in his body when it's during his time off, but when he's working, he wants to just he ends up just floating above and like detaching from a lot of his body chakras. And the problem with that is then your body sponges up a lot of other people's energy when you're doing that, and he's working a lot of hours, and so it piles up the stress in his body, all that time being awake but half in and half out and around people and interacting with people. So it can really compound your stress. And of course, you know, then when it's finally your time off, you're too blocked up to really enjoy your time off because you were working from an out-of-body state. So not to say that being out of body is always terrible. I mean, like, I have an out of body meditation that you could do. If you search Janet Wright out of body meditation, also has Sky Jacuzzi in the title. You know, that's fun to do. It's healthy and everything, but that's like a mindful out of body moment where you're, you know, you're doing it to clear energy and just experiment. But I'm talking about where people just spend all day out of their body because they think, well, I'm in a hurry, I have a lot to do. So sometimes that's because people think that's how you should work, and sometimes it just sort of happens accidentally because there's so many energy blocks that trigger when they're trying to be productive that they end up working from an out-of-body state. So either way, let's just dump out in front any energy blocks that cause you to work from an out-of-body state, or cause you to go out of body when you're trying to study, when you're trying to be productive, when you're trying to work. And just say, angels, can you double check all this mess? And then go ahead, and if you're healing yourself, you can just blow it all up. You can bring up red earth energy, gold light, melt it all away. Use gold fire, burn it down. Just get rid of it all. Get rid of all the baggage, energy blocks that cause you to work from an out-of-body state. Somebody asked, is there ever any healthy time to work from an out-of-body state? And all the angels said, no, all at once. All right, so one more time, just dump out in front of you any baggage that causes you to work or try to be productive or whatever from an out-of-body state. And then melt that away. All right, good job. So let's do stems. We haven't done that yet today. And then we may be wrapping up soon, the healing. But stems, I think, will be good. So go ahead and put out in front of you all the energy blocks that they're so stubborn, because we've been working on the aura already and the grounding and all sorts of things. But you may still have energy blocks, especially the triggered ones out in front. I mean, you of course still have energy blocks, but you may still have triggered energy blocks out in front or up here that are stubborn. They're still there. They haven't cleared yet because people are courting them. So just imagine copies of all your stems, stubborn triggered energy blocks out in front of you, and bring up red earth energy, soak them all in the red earth energy from the center of the earth. Melt away the cords going into all these stems. Melt away cords from other people, from yourself, going into these energy blocks, and then you can blow up the energy blocks if you're healing yourself. You can melt them with gold light, gold fire. If you have any left over, you can say, angels, help me clear these. Let's do another round of that. So put out in front of you all your stems, stubborn triggered energy blocks that are still, they haven't cleared yet. Just dump them out in front of you and bring up red earth energy, soak them all in red earth energy and gold light, and melt away the cords going into them, definitely. And melt away the energy blocks, of course. All right, so that was stems. Let's see. I think we're pretty much done. So you can just comb through everything, check out stuff. Oh, redo your gold buffer zones. There's a reference video that I linked below about buffer zones. So we're just combing through as we finish up. Comb through the auras, the chakras, your auras, your groundings. And as we wrap up, just say, angels, can you please give me a healing? And also you could say too, you know, angels, if I need to work on any more of this stuff, if I need to work on this stuff more in my sleep with you, you know, I'm definitely open to it. Yeah, I'm going to work on this more with my angels in my sleep if I need it. All right, good job. We're done with the healing. Woohoo! Great job. So I will catch up on viewer comments. You can let me know how you feel about the healing, how the healing was for you. You can let me know if you healed yourself, if I healed you. If you have a follow-up question about engaging more with your body or with nature, or whatever I talked about in this healing, you can post that, and if I have time, I'll get to it. All right, so I'm going to catch up on comments. Someone says, thank you. And someone says, hello, first time here. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know if you're still listening, but if you are, welcome, welcome. I do 5 of these live streams every month. This is the set of 3 called a triplet. This is the 3rd in the set of 3. And then set of 2 healings called the twin set. That's coming later this month, which starts on the 3rd Sunday of the month, the 20th. Sunday the 20th of March, and then Tuesday the 22nd of March. And that one, each set has a different theme, and all the themes and dates are listed on my website, janetwrightreadings.com. Okay, so it says, I am multitasking and listening where I can. Thanks for healing past life persecution. Much needed. Thank you. You're welcome. Someone says, oops, YouTube is scrolling, not letting me read the old comments. Okay, removing the stand-in being agreements helped my stomach feel better. Very interesting. Yeah, cool. Someone says, I appreciate healing of past persecution. I am hesitant to talk about energy healing with people or fellow therapists because it's perceived as strange. Yes, I think this can help me feel more confident. Yeah, I mean, you can use your intuition, to what level people can handle it or not handle it. It's funny, sometimes the word meditation is far more widely accepted than energy healing, even though arguably it's the same thing. But yeah. I mean, it's way more accepted now than it was even 20 years ago when I started my practice. Over 20 years ago. But, and, there are many situations where people, used to get killed for this kind of thing. Yeah, So there's that. So it's nice that it is far more widely accepted now. Someone says, does healing ourselves like this mess with our soul contracts? Healing ourselves like this mess with our soul contracts. Simple answer, no. I'm not sure. You could give an example of what you mean by a soul contract, but yeah, what we're doing is healing chakras and aura. We're clearing baggage, healing wounds, healing the mind, healing your connection with your higher self. If there's some agreement that's messed up by doing that, then maybe that's not a good agreement. That's what I'm saying. But there could be some other meaning that you have that I'm not understanding. But yeah, healing yourself is, in my book, a very good thing to do. But, you may have certain beliefs where that's not a good thing, in which case, maybe it's not for you. So I hope that makes sense. And if you want to elaborate on your question, feel free. You can do it in this live stream or under any video comment, and I'll get to it when I can. Someone says, my inner child was dancing during the tricolor earth energy soak. That's nice. Good to know. That was when we healed the mini traumatized parts of you. Which was probably like in the last half hour of the healing. So good. That's nice. I'm glad you liked it. Someone says, so thorough. Thanks for your visualization techniques. I am glad you like it. You're welcome. Someone says, loved the healing for traumatized parts. Good to know. Someone says, thank you for everything, Janet. Out of curiosity, how do you feel about social media causing boundary issues? I have a hobby that I started posting about on a site. I feel stuff whenever I post there. Yeah, social media posting can certainly cause boundary issues. I mean, any form of communication can cause boundary issues, like Twitter, you could see something on Twitter that somebody gets really offended by, and then they throw a bunch of energy at you. It's possible. Definitely. You know, plus social media is a way to interact with a lot of people. So maybe, you know, 20 people like what you said and 5 people cord you because they like what you say, and then 5 people cord you because they don't like what you say. You know? So yeah, I mean, just use your intuition and only communicate to the extent that you can handle any sort of boundary issue that goes with it. Hope that makes sense. um, Someone says, "Hey Janet, I was wondering if you can look in on my sister," and you mentioned her name. "She's very emotional, and I keep offering healing to her, but she doesn't want it. Can you see what kind of healing she needs?" So I'm wondering if you mean you're offering healing to her telepathically, like on a spirit level, or you're offering healing to her consciously. And you could elaborate on that if you could specify if you want in a comment now, you know, in the chat. But I'm going to look at based on what you already said. She has aura damage. She has chakra damage. Her grounding is really tiny. She has creative ring damage. So she has a lot of fundamental kind of stuff busted up, you know, in her energy system. So it would make sense that she's not feeling particularly good. Consciously, she may, you know, be refusing help. But I mean, what you could do is just say hi to her on a spirit level and just be like, "Hey, here are your angels. You know, your angels can heal you. Your angels can repair what's busted up, and so you can feel better." And so I just did that, and she said, "Oh, that's nice." So her angels gave me a little thumbs up. So typically, that's the most empowering thing, is to have people, you know, just remind people that they have angels, you know, and just do it on a telepathic level, so it's not conscious, not out loud, because the subconscious sort of spirit level part of everybody tends to be more evolved than the conscious part. So hope that helps. And, you know, when people are not used to accepting help from their angels, you know, like now she's letting her angels heal her, but, you know, maybe 6 hours from now, she'll forget and get distracted and lost in some more drama. And so, you know, you could maybe just say hi to her once a day and just, you know, center yourself first though. So you're not kind of surfing into her energy system, you know, just do some grounding with yourself, maybe some stretching, something like that, and be aware of your aura and that you just should stay within your aura, you know, and then just say hi to her from afar, you know, and just remind her that her angels are standing right next to her and that her angels can help her and protect her and guide her and heal her today. So I hope that makes sense. Alrighty. Someone says, "Body manager agreements. My husband came to mind and you mentioned his initials. I cleared all contracts except the marriage one." Well, sure. Is there contracts I may have with his angels subconsciously that I wasn't able to let go? Well, his angels wouldn't be managing your body. I mean, you know, the body manager agreement is you know, it's just an agreement that you made that, you know, wasn't, you know, it wasn't the wisest thing, and it's with a person. You know, like, okay, you can micromanage me because I can't handle myself, you know. And so, you know, you clear the agreement and then you can just reassure that person, you know, "Hey, I'm pretty strong now, you know, thanks so much for being considerate and thoughtful, and, you know, let's try it this way now." You know, so you just sort of help explain to the person, because chances are when you made the body manager agreement, you were pretty clear that you were incompetent and you needed them to protect you or manage you or guide you or do something for you, you know? And so now that you've changed your mind, let them know that you're okay, and, you know, you can be nice about it, you know? So I hope that makes sense. And two, you can do it like, you know, maybe do it again in a week and again in another week, because there could be some that you're willing to let go of now and some more that you're willing to see and let go of in a week, and then some more in another week, you know, and that's fine. So you can do it over time. So yeah, I think all the ones that you can let go of now, you did, and then, but you could try in a week and then again in another week or so. But again, just, assure your husband, hey, I'm strong, I'm healthy, and I appreciate you being so thoughtful. Um, okay. Someone says, I feel great. I was a participant. I really liked the heal traumatized parts of you and out of body productive stuff because I definitely think I pop out at work. Yes, and most people do. Many people do. How'd my brother and father-in-law do? Yeah, they liked it. They're very good at your father-in-law. He's funny because I have that expression that you surf the wave of hope you're surfing the wave of the after effects well and stuff like that. And so he showed me a wave and then he was surfing it. um, so yeah, they both liked it. They did fine. That's cute. Someone says, I loved the conflict related part and how to avoid it. My family got caught up in a big mess on Sunday caused by my oldest school friends. They went so far to fake contact my husband in social media. Well, I'm not exactly clear on what happened, but it does sound like a ton of drama. So that's good that the healing helped. I'm glad. Yeah, conflict is funny. So good. Yeah, and you can, keep doing that. Maybe just, work it more and more out of your system. Someone says, thank you, Janet. You're welcome. Someone says, hello. Hello from Florida. Thank you for the healing today. You're welcome. You're welcome. Someone says, thank you, Janet. I haven't been able to listen today, but I am feeling calm and grounded, and you got the healing. How did my friend do for her first triplet set ever, ever, ever? She definitely needed this healing. Yes, she did. Um, she's showing me that surfing the wave thing too. um, she liked it all. She gets the healthy and gentle thing now. She's not overdoing this one. She's actually in 7 through 2 right now, which is like really present. That'll probably only be for about an hour, and then she'll go to 7 through 3. But still, that's a lot more present than she's been in a long time. So she says she really liked the releasing past life trauma and the releasing guilt. She says she had a lot of guilt, so she liked all the deep thought work. She liked. So she did fine. Okay, someone says, thanks, Janet. You healed me, and I healed blocks in the way of me being in my first chakra. Well, that's nice. And you put your name. Good, because I was thinking, who are you? I gave my parents flowers during the healing. At the end, I felt a weird sensation on my face. A cord? It seems like that's just one of your angels trying to get you to recenter a little bit, like that your mom your mom reconnected her grounding to yours. And so your angels will like, come on, come back, don't let your mom do that, just be nice, but tell her that you're stronger with separate grounding and she's stronger with separate grounding. Yeah, you lost your indie grounding, your mom just kind of went bink and clinked them back together again. Then your angel was like, come on, honey. So yeah, you can redo your indie grounding and just explain to your mom again. Your mom wants to learn. It's just that, sometimes old habits take a longer time to move beyond. Someone says, thanks for the healing. I'm noticing the nature of being is stifled, a pattern I've noticed, possibly looking outside for recognition currently with my boss. And you mentioned that person's name. What is going on? Notice her beings also coming through. Thanks. Yeah, you did. I did notice boundary issues with your boss. It was sort of like she was like floating into your space and and like, you know, cording your cranium rings and some of the back of your chakras and stuff. So definite boundary issues. Um, but yeah, I think that whole looking for recognition, you know, thing does get in the way with a lot of people at work. You know, a lot of people, they play out basically family stuff at work, you know. So if you didn't feel your parents never told you good job enough and that they were proud of you enough, then you tend to look for that from coworkers and bosses and stuff. And usually people are pretty crappy at validating, you know, others for a job well done. So then it turns into a whole lot of drama. um, so yeah. Um, I I think she's playing out some old, you know, childhood dynamics as well with the people that she manages. I don't think it's just you. Um, but you can, I think, you know, with bosses and managers, they tend to really like people being productive. And so you can just remind her, hey, I'm much more productive if you stay over by your body and I'll stay over by my body. You know, if you let me have my bubble, I'm going to work better. You know, I'm going to be more focused and way more productive if you stay out of my bubble. You know, so try to say it really nicely, you know, because some people, they don't understand. They think that if they're kind of like riding on your shoulder all day that you'll work harder or something, you know. So just be like, thanks for being so thoughtful, but I'm going to work way harder if you let me have my bubble. And then she might be like, oh, okay, I'll let you have your bubble. Go work hard. So I hope that helps. She seems to mean well, but you know, she gets confused about boundaries. Someone says working and not being in the body explains so much about how this has been affecting me and picking up others' energy. This is so wonderful. Oh, good. Glad that was a light bulb moment for you. Yeah. Yeah, because when you're like, I mean, when you're asleep in bed and half awake, you know, and just waking up in the day, obviously you're half in, half out, and that's fine. You're waking up, right? But when you're, you know, interacting on social media or working and at an office or just working from home, but, you know, spiritually interacting with a manager or something, to be half in, half out, that you create a vacuum and your body like ends up absorbing other people's energy. And so if you're, you know, if like you tend to work from an out of body state, then that's a lot of time that you're absorbing other people's energy. And then it just, it's so hard to get over that, you know. And that's why like Friday, people need the healing the most on a Friday and a Saturday. And then finally they dig out enough of other people's energy and then they feel half decent on Sunday, you know. So if to reverse that whole, you know, like I feel worse and worse as the week goes on. Yeah, just if you work from more of an in-body state, then you keep your boundaries, you keep your flow, you keep your presence, and you don't feel like you're slowly dying inside as the week progresses. So yes. Someone says, thank you for the heart and fifth chakra clearing. I felt some heaviness there today and a bit of anger that I needed to clear. Well, good. I'm glad it helped. A person who commented earlier says about their sister, I offer her consciously and she flat out refuses me. She's my twin sister, but she does not trust me for some reason. LOL. Okay, thanks. You know, that brings up something I wanted to mention actually. Somebody in their survey, not you because I didn't heal you, so you didn't have a survey to fill out, but somebody else, they were trying to help somebody, and there's this thing where if someone's trying to avoid their pain and you're offering to help, you might be acknowledging that pain, you know, like you're in a lot of pain, let me help, but they're trying to avoid the pain. So as you acknowledge it, you're kind of like, you may be courting it, which of course makes it worse, but I don't see that you're doing that, but you're acknowledging what they're trying to pretend doesn't exist, right? Because they're like, I'm fine, whatever, you know? And so in you acknowledging it, it's too much for them. And so then they feel their pain extra when you're communicating with them. And so then it's sort of a natural association that communicating with you is unpleasant. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you're acknowledging the pain that is very unpleasant for them. And so now all of a sudden talking to you is incredibly annoying for them. Do you see what I'm saying? Even though you totally mean well. So if you want, you can watch two videos that I have. If you search Janet Wright, Park Bench Communication. I'll type it out too. Janet Wright, Park Bench Communication. Okay, and there are two videos. And I would say watch them both, because you might think because of the title, oh, that one doesn't apply to me, but as you listen, you might be like, oh, yeah, that's interesting. Because there are two styles of communication that I describe in that. One is like small table communication, as if you guys are both at a restaurant with like a little square table, and it's like you look at each other, you know, face to face, eyeball to eyeball, and someone like yourself, and some people really prefer that level of communication. It's like you acknowledge everything about the person as you're communicating to them, and you know, some people really like that and really crave that even, and they feel very seen, you know, that way. Other people, either just because that's just not how their mind works, they just prefer not to be that way, or sometimes people who are avoiding their pain also, they prefer park bench communication. And that's as if you're on a park bench with the person and you're both watching some like nature in front of you, like a lake and some ducks on the lake, and you're both enjoying watching the ducks in the lake while you're talking, but you're not looking at each other. You're just both on the bench, right? Looking forward at the lake and the ducks. And so it's a more diluted form of interaction, but it can be still very authentic and very satisfying for everyone if you can sort of acclimate yourself to that style of communicating. And that way that person isn't finding your communication overly triggering and super annoying. And so then you may be able to actually find this, you know, park bench level of communication with the person that at least is authentic and mutual. You know, it's not the small table stuff that you're looking for. It's not like, let me help you, you know, but it's what they can handle, and it's what they're open to, which is way better than nothing. And it's technically, it can be comforting for them. And besides, you know, that their angels helping them is the most, sometimes as a healer, you're creating a hierarchy. You know, if you're healing somebody, they're your client. And some people just don't want to be your client. You know, maybe your spouse doesn't want to be your client. Maybe your sister doesn't want to be your client. You know, they don't like that hierarchy. Maybe they're just not ready to deal with the stuff, and you're kind of triggering it as you bring it up. Or maybe they just don't want that hierarchy. You know, they don't want their husband to be their healer, or their wife to be their healer, or their sister to be their healer. You know, it's like too much. So park bench is just this nice diluted thing. And so if you watch the videos and think about it and just kind of switch gears to that, it could be a nice way to have some level of communication with the person. And then of course you can just, on a spirit nonverbal level, you know, help them, just remind them that they have angels, and their angels can help and guide and protect and heal them, because that's the best, you know, that's way more helpful than any human, you know, if they're working with their angels. So I hope that helps. Oh my goodness. So I do need to wrap up somewhat soon. I'll put more time on because I feel kind of energized, but let's see. What else we got going on here? So it says, oh man, that is exactly what I needed to hear. Thanks for the feedback there, Janet. You're welcome. You're welcome. Someone says, thank you, Janet. You're welcome. Nice birdies. Someone says, hi, Janet. My mother was in a car accident today. Oh, I'm sorry. Thankfully, not too badly hurt. Legs got hurt, but no broken bones, thankfully. Any insight? Her angels say she's just working through receiving support and receiving help from others. And it's just something that it wasn't a mistake. It's something that manifested so that she could like sort of be forced to rest and slow down, and that other people can have a chance to show support and thoughtfulness with her. So like maybe a more tangible way, like maybe if people made cards for her, or some kind of a physical, you know, like like maybe a shawl, a blanket that she puts on her lap, or maybe if people kind of dote on her and pamper her just a little bit more than they would otherwise. It seems like she's needing that. She's needing to be. It looks like it's kind of like a childhood redo. Like she didn't get the nurturing and the thoughtfulness and the safety enough that she wanted, and in this life as a child and young adult, and so she's trying to catch up with that and create these little dramas that give people chances to hug her and tell her that she's special, and of course she is. So I hope that makes sense. It seems pretty harmless. It's just a spiritual manifestation that she did with her angels. So hope that helps. Someone says feeling grounded and calm. Oh, that's good. You got the healing. Was able to listen to most of the healing. Curious how you mentioned your daughter, how she did, and if there's anything we should focus on her self-healing, with her self-healing. You two, you two could watch the park bench videos. That might be interesting for her. And then you could play around with that, like the face-to-face communication versus the park bench communication. Because there could be days where she's more in the mood for park bench, and there could be days where she's more in the mood for, the small table communicating, and vice versa with you and her, with you. And so, I don't know, what her attention level is for that kind of content, but you could try it with her. The angels seem to like it. But yeah, the 2 park bench videos could be interesting to play with. All right, someone says hello. You're mentioning. Oh, you're mentioning somebody that you know. Yeah, yeah. Someone says hello and then mentions the name. Ready for me to buy her a healing. She was not ready last time. Yeah, she's checked me out and watched me sufficiently. So yes. Yeah, I don't remember who she is, but when I look at that person, yeah, she says, yes, it's okay now. So just remind me, in an email after you buy it, who she is to you. Someone says, do I have, and for those that don't know, to purchase a group healing for somebody else or for yourself, they go up on my payment page on the 15th of each month at a set time, and they sell out within 20 minutes to 3 hours. It just varies. But on my website, so on the 15th of each month, and all the information is on my website as far as what time they go up. Someone says, and my website is janetwrightreadings.com. Someone says, do I have any additional ancestral agreements that need to be cleared? Ancestral agreements. I think you're referring to something we did today, but I didn't use that term, so let me see what you might mean. Ancestral agreements. Yeah, we didn't do anything that's even similar to that. I mean, we cleared, we healed many traumatized parts of you. You could definitely keep doing that. Heal the many traumatized parts of you. That's your angel's favorite part of this whole healing for you. You could also redo the body manager agreements part. Because there's some stuff between you and your ex-husband actually going both ways that's kind of messy with that. So you could do it over time, like twice a week for like 2 or 3 weeks, because there'll be more that you're willing to do each time. So yeah, body manager agreements with people, clearing body manager agreements. But yeah, the ancestral No idea what you mean. I think your angels just made you say something that didn't make sense so that I would go through everything and figure out what they liked for you. So, but if you want to specify under a video something else specific, you can, post under a video at any time. Someone says, thanks for the healing. You're welcome. Someone says, hi, Janet. I'm looking forward to the next healing. How did my friend do on this one? Good question. How did he do on this one? I'm always curious to look at him and see. He's full of surprises. There we go. He shows me the wave and then he's surfing it well. So yeah, he's got a sense of humor now. That's nice. The heal mini traumatized parts of you was his favorite part by far, he says. He says deep thought is a little weird for him. It's a little woo-woo. He says it worked, but it's a little woo-woo. But the mini traumatized parts of you, he thought that was pretty excellent. So yeah, he's feeling more comfortable, definitely, with these healings. So it says, that's cute about father-in-law surfing the wave. Yeah, he's very funny consciously as well. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I was curious if that was out of character or not, because he's never been that way with me before, so that was fun. Someone says, how did my boys do? And you're mentioning your name. Thank you, that helps a lot. They did well. I looked at them as I was devising, planning ahead of time what we were going to do. Part of, I think, some of the issues, like rewatch. I think maybe you watched them before, but rewatch the park bench communication videos, because I think with the people that you purchase the healings for, park bench communication would be much more successful with them than small table communicating that you're trying to do with them. You're trying to help them in a certain way that's a little more direct, and it's too triggering for them and their pain, and so they feel the pain when you try to communicate with them, and they're associating the pain with you, and so it backfires, of course. So rewatch those park bench communication videos so that you can just have a more diluted form of interaction with them that is not so triggering for them. If you want, that's my suggestion. But they did well. There's so much that they need to heal. The avoiding stuff is big for them, to clear what they're avoiding, and they did do some of that in each of the 3 healings. It's just, there's so much that they need to heal and clear, and so it takes time for them to get good at doing it more and more and more. But each healing they did as much as they could do at that time, that was healthy and gentle. But yeah, park bench communication, check that out though, because they get so triggered, and there's a lot that they're not willing or ready to deal with yet, and sometimes you tend to trigger that just by saying hello to them. Just because you're more of a small table communicator. All right. Someone says, I felt like you were reading my mind when you talked about blasting work telepathically. Oh, I see. Yeah, like saying stuff to people that, yeah. I also loved releasing trauma. This healing was great for me. Thank you, Janet. You healed me and I feel great. Good. That's good to know. Someone says, how do I know if I am working in an out-of-body state? Or is it like being in all chakras? Yeah, it's like being in all chakras or not. So yeah, you just, like if right now you're in all your chakras and you're very present. So you just kind of get used to, you personally are in all chakras right now. Not everyone listening, but you are. And so then just kind of imagine, how clicked in you are now into all your chakras, and then imagine when you're working, are you a little out, or not? And then that's your tendency, and maybe sometimes you're in body when you're working in the morning, but then in the afternoon, your work mode in the afternoon is more like half in, half out. And so there could be just things that get triggered as you're working that you just never clear. And so you just keep working the way you can out of body to not feel that stuff and get distracted by it. You kind of numb it out by popping out a little. So you can just do like blanket exercise and just clear all that gets triggered while you're at work, you know, or while you're working. You know, work baggage, clear work baggage. So I hope that helps. Someone says, I loved this healing. All the topics, including the discussion at the end. I got so much from it. Thank you. You're welcome. Someone says, missed most of the session. Yeah, as far as conscious listening, but did join in intermittently. Thank you so much for healing me and my family. I appreciate it. You're welcome. Very welcome. Yeah, your son gives me a thumbs up. He feels like he accomplished something. This is his first triplet, so. Yeah, everybody's waving, giving me a thumbs up. All right, cool. Well, you guys are awesome, and I'll show you my little dogs at the end. Well, this is the end, so I'll show you my dogs. I have no recollection of what the March twin set is about. So I'm going to look it up right now. I'm sure it's something cool, but I don't remember it. My phone. You think it would remember JanetWrightReadings.com? I only search it like 1,000 times. But it acts like, what? What is this web address you're giving us? Janet what? Janet what? I don't know what that is. Okay, let's see. It's so hard to believe we're already in March. It's like so cool. Oh, career rehab. Oh gosh, I like that. Career rehab, clean out and heal your energy about your career and or occupation. So like even if, you know, you have a someday dream job and you have your current job, you know, there's still so much you can clear out of both of those spaces and concepts so that you can, you know, be more present while you work and enjoy yourself. And, you know, because a lot of people think that like your spiritual growth stops when you're doing your day job, you know, like say if your day job is not being a pro reader healer, you know, that your growth stops, you know, until like the weekend, you know, everybody's living for the weekend, you know, but if you're present, you're flowing, then your spiritual growth never stops, you know, so, and there is a lot that you could learn and evolve with in your work for sure. And so you just work on staying more and more present, more and more flowing during your work, then you learn faster. And there's a lot that you can learn at work. And also you just learn and evolve. You're clearing energy and bringing in new ideas, even that don't have to do with work, just by being present as you work, you know, so it's like sort of multitasking just by being present. So I hope that makes sense. Alrighty. And all those themes and dates are listed on my website. Thank goodness for me, because I keep forgetting. JanetWrightReadings.com. All right, cool. So I will show you my 3 beagles as we wrap up. No cats are visible at the moment. So let's see the doggies. So this one is Abel right here with his little cone on. Let's see if you can see that. See him. Hey, buddy boy. How are you? Are you okay? He's just surprised that I did that. All right, so then I'll put the camera back up so you can see everybody else. So I'll show you everybody. So there's Daisy, and everybody else is already by the door going, let's go, Mom, come on, hurry up. So all right, bye, you guys are awesome. Enjoy March.